Everyone knows the real bromance in Dispatch is with Royd, but the actual romance choice between Invisigal and Blonde Blazer matters way more than you'd expect. On my second playthrough, I found out that one of these can lead to the single most dramatic consequence in the entire story. And sorry, Phenomena Man, definitely isn't you. Here's who I picked and why your choice genuinely changes everything. There's an amazing breakdown on Reddit that explains how Invisigal's hero or villain endings are tied to a hidden point system based on Robert's mentorship. The game tracks everything: story dialogue, quick time events, hacking minigames, whether Invisigal succeeds or fails during dispatching, all of it affects her fate. And while romancing Blonde Blazer doesn't directly give you negative points, the way she talks about Invisigal, the way she frames situations, and how she influences Robert's trust, that absolutely sways your choices that do impact the point system. Hear me out. On my first playthrough, I did everything I could to keep Invisigal from sliding back into the villain she thinks she's fated to be. I picked her romance route without hesitation because I liked her the moment I met her in the conference room with Blonde Blazer. Romancing her sucked me right in because everything in the game was telling me not to. Chase hated her, Blonde Blazer doubted her, Royd and the other reformed villains on the Z team lost faith in her later on in the story. Even the dialogue choices usually give you two options that push Robert towards distrusting her. And yet, based on the stats, a huge number of players trusted and romanced Invisigal, just like I did. What I didn't know was that picking the safe bet, romancing Blonde Blazer, can quietly push you toward a negative path. I only discovered this on my second playthrough. I intentionally picked the opposite choices I made the first time, and I was genuinely shocked at how fast the point system spiraled. It all starts in episode 4, when you choose between grabbing dinner with Blonde Blazer or surprising Invisigal at the movie theater. If you go with Blonde Blazer, you get a surprisingly cool moment. She reveals much earlier that she's actually Mandy, just a normal person like Robert, if not for her magic-powered pendant. But that reveal comes at a cost. You lose out on a massive 6 points you could have gained with Invisigal. Then the story throws you into one of the biggest turning points in episode 7, when the majority of the Z team wants to cut Invisigal. In the hospital scene right before that, Blonde Blazer straight up tells you Invisigal should be removed from the team. If you're romancing Blonde Blazer, you're far more likely to agree with her. Cutting Invisigal has a crucial 5-point loss. Brutal. Next is the locker room scene. The points you gain or lose here depend on several factors, and who you're romancing totally does influence the tone of that interaction. Since the system depends on a number of conditions, I'm not going to list every outcome, but trust me, you can miss out on a lot of points. And finally, episode 8. Royd ties Invisigal to the desk, and you have the option to untie her or leave her. If Blonde Blazer's distrust has rubbed off on you, you are more likely to leave Invisigal tied up. That's another 5 points gone. And if you flat out tell her that you don't trust her, that's another 2 lost. Individually, none of these choices seem like a big deal, but taken together, these romance-influenced moments account for over 1/3 of the points you need to secure her good ending. If you lose them, you have to make the difference up through the other options I mentioned earlier. And even then, you might still fall short. So yeah, your romance choice really does matter. Change what Invisigal believes is her inevitable fate. Go surprise her at the movies. Buy her some Milk Duds, popcorn, and Sour Patch Kids. Or at the very least, if you do decide to romance Blonde Blazer, don't let her opinions push you towards distrusting Invisigal, because you are the sole reason she transforms into the superhero she's meant to be, not the disgraced villain she fears she is. And hey, if you regret the choices you did make, the good news is that you can redeem yourself with the second playthrough. Dispatch gets you to truly care about these 2 incredible women and the other characters in it, which is what makes this game so special. That's why I'm excited to hear who you romanced and why, down in the comments below. If you're into all things Dispatch, why don't you check out my full review of the game. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on gaming.